What if I told you that some of the most valuable foods in a crisis are not expensive survival products, not military rations, and not the latest emergency kits being advertised online, but simple everyday foods that can remain usable for decades when stored correctly? Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the channel and let us know in the comments which food on this list is already in your home. Because by the end of this video, you may discover that your pantry contains items capable of outlasting many modern packaged products. When people think about emergency preparedness, they often imagine dramatic scenarios involving storms, blackouts, supply chain disruptions, economic uncertainty, or natural disasters. Yet one of the biggest mistakes people make is filling their storage space with foods that expire quickly, lose nutritional value, or become unusable after only a few months. The reality is that certain foods have earned a reputation for extraordinary longevity. And while no food lasts forever under every condition, some can remain safe and useful for an incredibly long time when protected from moisture, heat, oxygen, and contamination. The first food worth stockpiling is honey. Archaeologists have discovered ancient honey preserved for thousands of years in sealed containers, and remarkably, it remained recognizable and usable. Honey naturally contains very little moisture and has properties that make it difficult for harmful microorganisms to grow. Over time, it may crystallize or change texture, but that does not necessarily mean it has spoiled. Many people mistakenly throw away crystallized honey, even though gentle warming can often return it to a liquid state. The second food is white rice. Unlike brown rice, which contains oils that can become rancid, properly stored white rice has an exceptionally long shelf life. When kept in airtight containers and protected from humidity and pests, it can remain a reliable source of calories for many years. Rice is also versatile, affordable, and easy to combine with other foods, making it one of the foundations of long-term food storage around the world. The third food is dried beans. Whether black beans, pinto beans, kidney beans, or other varieties, dried beans offer a powerful combination of protein, fiber, and long storage potential. Although older beans may require longer cooking times, they can remain edible long after many packaged foods have reached their expiration dates. The fourth food is salt, one of the oldest preservation tools in human history. Pure salt does not support microbial growth and can remain stable indefinitely when kept dry. Beyond flavoring food, salt can play a role in food preservation and cooking, making it a practical addition to any emergency supply. The fifth food is sugar. Similar to salt, sugar remains stable for extremely long periods when protected from moisture. Clumping may occur, but spoilage is uncommon if storage conditions remain favorable. Many preparedness experts include sugar, not only for baking and cooking, but also because it can improve morale during stressful situations when familiar flavors become especially valuable. The sixth food is pure maple syrup and certain other concentrated sweeteners that can last for extended periods when unopened and stored correctly. While storage recommendations vary, these products are often more durable than people assume. Another often overlooked category is hard wheat. For centuries, civilizations have stored grains as a strategic reserve because grains provide energy and flexibility. When stored in cool, dry, oxygen-controlled conditions, wheat can remain viable for decades. Some people even keep grain mills so they can produce fresh flour whenever needed. What makes these foods so important is not simply their longevity, but their practicality. A stockpile should not be built around fear or panic. Instead, it should be based on preparation, common sense, and the understanding that resilient households rely on dependable resources. The foods discussed so far have stood the test of time because they are simple, widely available, and capable of providing nutrition long after many processed products have deteriorated. Yet, this is only the beginning, because several additional foods on our list have surprised researchers, survival experts, and long-term storage enthusiasts with their remarkable staying power. And some of them may already be sitting unnoticed on a shelf in your home right now. As we continue through this list, it becomes clear that the secret behind long-lasting food is not luck, but understanding the characteristics that allow certain products to resist spoilage better than others. The seventh food to consider stockpiling is dried pasta. While many people view pasta as an ordinary grocery item, properly stored dry pasta can remain usable for years beyond its printed date when protected from moisture, insects, and extreme temperatures. It is lightweight, affordable, and provides a substantial source of energy, making it a favorite among households preparing for emergencies. The eighth food is instant coffee. Even people who are not serious coffee drinkers are often surprised by how long freeze-dried coffee can last when sealed and stored correctly. In stressful situations, familiar routines can provide comfort, and simple items such as coffee can help maintain a sense of normalcy. The ninth food is powdered milk. While it does not literally last forever, high-quality powdered milk stored in appropriate conditions can remain usable for many years and offers nutritional benefits that are difficult to replace during long-term disruptions. It can be used in baking, cooking, and beverage preparation, making it one of the more versatile items in an emergency pantry. The 10th food is freeze-dried fruits and vegetables. Advances in food preservation technology have allowed these products to retain much of their flavor, appearance, and nutritional value while achieving exceptionally long shelf lives when packaged in oxygen-free environments. Many preparedness experts value freeze-dried foods because they require little storage space compared to fresh produce and can often be rehydrated when needed. The 11th food is vinegar. For centuries, vinegar has been used in cooking, cleaning, and food preservation. Its acidic nature contributes to its stability, allowing it to remain useful for extended periods when stored properly. Although flavor changes may occur slowly over time, vinegar remains one of the most dependable pantry staples available. The 12th and final food on our list is soy sauce. Thanks to its fermentation process and salt content, soy sauce can maintain quality for long periods, especially when unopened and stored in a cool environment. While it may not be the first item people think about during emergency planning, it can dramatically improve the flavor of simple meals made from rice, beans, or other stored foods. However, owning these foods is only part of the equation. Storage practices determine whether a stockpile becomes a valuable resource or an expensive disappointment. One of the most common mistakes people make is keeping food in locations exposed to heat. High temperatures accelerate deterioration and reduce shelf life. Garages, sheds, and attics often experience temperature fluctuations that can damage food quality over time. Another major mistake is failing to control moisture. Water is one of the greatest enemies of long-term food storage because it encourages mold growth, spoilage, and contamination. Containers should be sealed carefully, and storage areas should remain as dry as possible. Oxygen exposure presents another challenge. Many long-term food storage enthusiasts use oxygen absorbers and airtight packaging because oxygen contributes to degradation, flavor loss, and pest activity. Speaking of pests, insects and rodents can destroy food reserves surprisingly quickly if protective measures are not taken. Strong containers and routine inspections help prevent unpleasant surprises. It is also important to understand that printed dates on food packaging do not always indicate the exact moment a product becomes unsafe. In many cases, these dates relate to peak quality rather than safety. This does not mean people should ignore proper food handling practices, but it does highlight the importance of understanding how different foods behave over time. Building a stockpile should not be viewed as preparing for the end of the world. Instead, it can be seen as creating a practical buffer against temporary disruptions, unexpected expenses, severe weather events, or supply shortages. Households that maintain a thoughtful reserve often find themselves less stressed during periods of uncertainty because they have already planned ahead. The most effective emergency food supply is not necessarily the largest one. It is the one that contains foods people know how to use, enjoy eating, and can rotate efficiently while maintaining freshness. Yet, there is one final piece of the puzzle that many people overlook entirely, and it could determine whether a carefully built food reserve remains valuable for decades or becomes unusable far sooner than expected. The final lesson in building a long-lasting food reserve is understanding that even the most durable foods require smart management if they are going to provide real value when needed. Many people focus entirely on what to buy and ignore how to organize, rotate, and monitor their supplies over time. A well-maintained stockpile is not a forgotten pile of containers sitting in a dark corner. It is a system designed to remain dependable year after year. One of the most effective strategies is to follow a simple first-in, first-out approach, using older items before newer ones whenever possible. This practice helps maintain quality and reduces waste, while ensuring that stored foods remain familiar parts of everyday life, rather than mysterious products nobody knows how to prepare. Another important consideration is water. Many of the foods discussed throughout this video, including rice, beans, pasta, powdered milk, and freeze-dried products, depend on access to clean water for preparation. A food reserve without a reliable water plan may not provide the level of security people expect. Equally important is the ability to cook during power outages or emergencies. Some households choose portable stoves, outdoor cooking equipment, or alternative fuel sources to ensure they can prepare meals even when normal utilities are unavailable. Beyond the practical aspects, there is also a psychological benefit to maintaining a thoughtful emergency food supply. Uncertainty often creates stress, and knowing that essential food resources are available can provide a greater sense of confidence during difficult periods. History offers many examples of communities facing disruptions caused by severe weather, transportation problems, economic instability, or unexpected events that temporarily affected access to groceries. In many of these situations, preparation made a meaningful difference. However, preparedness should never be confused with panic buying. Panic buying frequently creates shortages, drives unnecessary spending, and leads people to purchase products they neither need nor understand. Smart preparation happens gradually, allowing families to build reserves over time while staying within their budgets. A few extra items added during regular shopping trips can eventually become a substantial resource without creating financial strain. It is also worth remembering that nutrition matters. Long-lasting foods provide important calories and stability, but balance remains important whenever possible. A thoughtful food reserve includes a variety of ingredients that contribute to energy, protein, and overall dietary needs. This is one reason many preparedness experts emphasize diversity rather than relying too heavily on any single food item. Another often overlooked factor is knowledge. The most valuable stockpile in the world becomes less useful if people do not know how to cook with its contents. Learning simple recipes, practicing food preparation techniques, and becoming comfortable with staple ingredients can dramatically increase the effectiveness of any emergency reserve. Skills and knowledge remain valuable no matter what circumstances arise. As we reach the end of this list, one key message stands out above all others. Foods that appear ordinary on supermarket shelves can become extraordinary assets when chosen wisely and stored correctly. Honey, white rice, dried beans, salt, sugar, wheat, pasta, powdered milk, vinegar, soy sauce, freeze-dried products, and other durable staples have earned their reputations through decades and, in some cases, centuries of practical use. Their value lies not in marketing claims or dramatic promises, but in their proven ability to remain useful over long periods under proper conditions. While no storage plan can eliminate every challenge life may bring, preparation can reduce uncertainty and provide greater flexibility when unexpected situations occur. The goal is not fear. The goal is resilience, responsibility, and readiness. By understanding which foods offer exceptional longevity and by applying proper storage practices, households can create a reserve that supports them through temporary disruptions while avoiding unnecessary waste. If you found this information helpful, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, and leave a comment telling us which of these long-lasting foods you already keep at home and which one surprised you the most. Your experience could help other viewers build a smarter emergency food supply. And if you want more practical preparedness tips, food storage strategies, and survival-focused content based on real-world information, stay with the channel because the next video may reveal another simple step that could make a big difference when it matters most.